What? What's up? I'm Hype. I play games, make games, and everything between. And today we are going to be updating some of the games I've been working on HypeHype. I was working on Spike Maze 2.0 last week, and the game is practically finished, but I think I need to play test it a little bit, and maybe some other games, and then maybe do some thumbnail stuff. HypeHype is a dope app that lets you make and play games on your phone. I have more videos on that, and yeah, so I'm just going on with my iPad playing this game, and I'm really bad at it right now, but yeah, let's this is a remix from one of the first games that I ever made on HypeHype. And yeah, one of the great things about making games is it's really easy to remix and remake a game, or like a new level of a game. And for some reason this volume is really loud. Let me see if I can't turn that down. And then update. Yeah. Actually, if I just do that, then it's not loud. Okay, so right here when there's a game over with the ball hitting the expanding mine spike, it doesn't cause the bubbly sequence to happen, which happens over here when we hit the other spike. So want to take a look, see what is causing that to work for one game over but not the other. So, you know, just like a fine tuning the little pieces to just make the game more cohesive. Let's get these. That goes there. Okay. So to do that, we can go into edit and let's hit OK. I think I was just changing the camera around. And let's go into the player mechanics, which are over here somewhere. There they are. And we have a collision effect paint. This should be a broadcaster. So let's check it. Okay, so the particle bubbly thing happens, or continues to happen, when we hit a triangle spike. So here are the triangle spikes: wave generator collision, broadcaster execute, just execute for the game fail. And here we have the spike. So we can take a look to see here, broadcaster. Okay, so this has a, yeah, this also has a broadcaster on the collision. So it does look like they're set up similarly. Yep, and we got the orange. And let's take a look. What I want to do is find that particle. Okay, so this has a particle effect, and this is paint. Maybe it's paint. Let's take a look. Oop, cancel. Go to effects, paint. Okay, so it is paint. So that's the bubble. And Oh, this looks like another ball. Okay, I should be careful over here. This looks like I was working on something, but I'm not using that in the game presently, so don't mess with it. We got a broadcast listener over here. Game success. Confetti. Okay. We got coffee. Okay. So the bubble comes out when the ball is moving. Okay. So, oops, cancel. So I think, go to reset view here. This object is an unmovable object, and this object is also an unmovable object. Let's take a look at the physics. Kinematic. And kinematic. So they're both kinematic. It looks like the player stops when it runs into the triangle, but it keeps going when it runs into the ball. And so I did make the original version of this game a long time ago, so I'm kind of coming back to it and just trying to figure out how all the pieces work, and then yeah, make a better game. And, having a consistent game over, hopefully I can figure it out. I'm not sure. So broadcast the game fail on collision. So this collision doesn't have that one triggered. I wonder if that does anything. Nope. Let's take a look. Kinematic, wave generator. Okay, why do you keep moving, ball? Okay, we got the player, paint, and so the paint keeps happening. It's probably all up in here. So this is a paint. That happens. Collision trigger. Broadcast execute. Is this... Okay, so this is just moving. This one... that goes to game fail. So it looks like I got two broadcasters which are causing a game fail, which is not necessary. We only need it in one location. But there could have been a reason. So here, paint start, paint stop. These all go into the compare. Collision start enabled on trigger. Okay, so let's see what happens if we turn this collision trigger off. And I actually want to try to turn this collision trigger off because maybe we just have extra pieces. I don't know. Okay, so that's... Okay, so we don't need the collision triggers in the enemy. So there's the collision trigger and the broadcaster, as both of that is happening in the character. So this is kind of cool. I'm like dissecting this game that I made a long time ago. But here, when there's a collision with the triangle, which is an orange object, the ball stops moving. The character stops moving. And I like that because it signifies like something is wrong, if you will. Whereas then when it hits the ball spike, it just, the character keeps moving. Gotta be something in here. Okay, so here I think, well, so this is what's causing the paint. The trigger, okay. So let's go into here and yeah, we have that object. So now I'm gonna make the sphere ball object over here also light gray. No, I really thought that was gonna work. I was gonna get a good score. Okay, so here we got collision group for here. Paint start, paint stop. So does this paint stop get called? You know what? I could add a sound effect that will, I think, help let the player know that something. So that might be a good. Game lose. Number 7's not bad. Don't like 8. It's more like a quick. It's not bad. Too much. Yeah, okay, we're gonna go with 13. Let's hit delete on that. Go into the ball character and add sound. should be the game lose. And on collision trigger, sound, execute. But I do like the sound effect. I think it helps achieve that goal I was going for. And I just wanted consistency in the game over, whether you hit a triangle spike or a ball spike. And I'll continue to look in this game when it comes to why one enemy causes the ball to stop moving and the other one doesn't. When it comes to inconsistencies in like game development, stuff like that totally bothers me. Let's see. All right, did I get a game over or game completed? I think that was the game complete. So this looks good. And then I also want to do some more to the thumbnail. Thumbnails are super important. They're super important on YouTube. They're super important on probably TikTok. I don't know. I'm not that great on TikTok, but thumbnails definitely help people know what they're getting into in the game. And I really like how Shogun does his thumbnails. And let me show you some examples of that. Oh, and then also hashtags are probably a good idea. Like, look at that thumbnail right there on the top. It just, like, it's not even lined up correctly. So, like, it's pretty bad. Let me go here, turn this one on, hit play. And yeah, let's do this. And this is just a message to people to let them know that if they hit the like button, that's awesome. We want it like in the middle. The top looks good. The bottom looks good. I could probably move the camera up or down a little bit. Go to reset view. Okay, that looks good. And I also want the timer to be at the top. Currently it's at the bottom. I'm sure there was a reason for it, but type in time into the hierarchy. There we go, time. And at the time, we follow the node to the text. And this is what we want. Time, center, bottom, top. And hit play. And we do a thumbnail there. Save. Okay, I'm gonna do another thumbnail. I still do not like the current setup. So reset view. And I'm gonna take 2 fingers and pinch. And let's go set camera, play. Okay. And changing the position of the camera. See if that helped any bit. So far, it does not look to be helping. Okay, that's not bad. This maybe, well, we had 16 before. I think that's good. And then maybe 2.5. Yeah, I think we're good there. Let's save. And yeah, now I'm going to post it. So this game will be live for anybody else to play. And if they have critiques, comments, they'll leave it in the feedback. And let's go to another game I was working on. This is the shooting practice one. And I wonder if I can change the ball. So right now the shooting projectile is a dynamic object, but if I make it a kinematic, it'll just fire straight. At least that is the hope. Let's take a look. What is that negative? That looks kind of new. See if we go kinematic. Okay, let's not do kinematic. That's so this vector transform causes the object to move. I think I was supposed to have a z coordinate here. But because well, let's go to kinematic, change this duration to 0 and see what happens. Okay, no, that still moves it some reason to the right. Okay, so I think I want negative. Negative 0.1. I think -1 is super powerful. Let's try negative 0.1, and then we'll try negative 0.01. I find it's usually a good idea to just mess with all the numbers. Okay, and yeah, so this is kind of cool to see because I could think of possible other game ideas. I mean, obviously we're not going to keep this. And I can tell that 0.01, yeah, well, yeah, no, we don't need 0.01, but this is cool. This is not practical, but it looks cool. And I bet you this looks even weirder. Yeah, look at that. It's kind of cool because the enemies, no matter how close they get, and they get kind of a lot. They'll all run into these bullets. So I guess -1 is what we want. And this is just some cool, fun thing to look at. I kind of want to make the ball spin instead of just staying still. But yeah, that's fun to look at. Okay, so -1, and the main thing is kinematic for the balls instead of dynamic, which causes them to bounce. The material is still set to bouncy. In HypeHype, you can have different kinds of material, whether a hard material, a soft material, or a light material, a heavy material, and even a bouncy material. It really works well, I find, when you have two bouncy objects, and then, you know, let's say one bouncy object is a wall and another one is a ball, then the ball will go extra bouncy and the wall again will just stay still. But yeah, it always depends on what you're making. So right now we have that ball being kinematic. I am kind of curious because I think inside here I have a spawner, and I think maybe one of these spawners, nope, this is for rotation. Oh yeah, this was controlling the rotation of the object. Before you could shoot it at like different angles, but now just keeping it simple, you can shoot it straight. And I definitely want to add more columns, and these columns are over here. Notice the green outline. That means, oh, is it all in one specific? Compare. So here's a compare is value set to 2, meaning it's got to get hit twice before it disappears. This is also set to 2. But I thought, oh no. These guys should be shooting forward. Did I not? Okay. Go to the ball. I guess -1. Maybe it didn't save. I don't know. Let's try -0.5. Another thing when it comes to objects, and this is for like any game engine when it comes to game development, if the object is going too fast, it can possibly go straight through the object. So we want the object to go fast, but we don't want it to go too fast. I mean, I guess, yeah, it looked like it was causing all the enemies to blow up, but let's try 0.5. Yeah, so that's not bad. And okay, so it looks like sometimes the column, so I want to add more columns, but like, look at that blew away. Maybe I need to make them heavy. All right, let's see if I can't add health. I'm just gonna type in health. That is not how you spell. Okay. Health pickup might be a good thing to add once we establish health. Player health system. Let's see what that looks like. Select it. Edit. Pushback. I don't think we want that. So, oops. So this is an add-on, I believe. When it comes to containers, we have reusables and we have add-ons. This one looks like an add-on. Let's check it. We can easily check by going to the hierarchy, selecting add-on, and we can see it's right there. So let me just grab this, duplicate, and let's make this right. We'll have this set to be kind of like the health system, so that if the enemies touch this, then we'll lose a health or something. Haven't exactly, oh no, don't tell me it's not big enough. It's not big enough. Okay, we're gonna need an object that spans all the way like a bigger width. So platform. Oh wait, maybe even, I mean, oh, some new tile sets. Wall tile set, that's cool. What happened? Go get this one. Okay, cool. Oops. And let's just make it kind of green to help signify this is like the player health. And maybe we even need to go over here and player health. This is the add-on, and with add-ons, usually you can take it, grab it, and nope, yeah, like that. Okay, and then we select this object, and we can see that it now has a player health, a damage pushback of 10, which we don't even need. So we're gonna make that a 0. A show effect. I'm kind of curious to see what that looks like. But the add-on doesn't even have an enemy. Let's go to the add-on, hit show. Select this, advanced physical particle effect, that's hurt. Object, like we need to know what the enemy object is, right? Like damage player. So when does damage player get called? Game success, game fail, that's not needed. Okay, I guess I'm kind of looking for like a collision trigger, then cause damage player, but I don't see it. So we're gonna have to take a closer look. Yo, what's up, the X? Welcome to the stream. Going good, just trying to set up a player health thingy-majig. Oh man, what was like a Spanish word that means thingy-majig, but I don't remember it, but my Spanish is horrible. So, player health. Destroyer, we don't, okay, hopefully that doesn't get called. We don't want to destroy the object. We just want, I mean, uh-oh. Oh, there's a light switch right there. Okay. Damage, health. Okay, so this dude's got the health. It's got 3 healths. No physics. Can it have no physics? Let's see what's up. Okay. So we have the health at the top left. And bad guys are getting through. Again, no. How does this know to cause damage to the health? This is toggle. This kind of toggle. Interval. These are all dormant. Like, I don't see any health damage in this particle. And it's static too, which is interesting. So hurt. Okay, so when does this get activated? Maybe I'm supposed to program it in here. Let's find out. Collision trigger. What color were the enemies? Yeah, let's select an enemy. His object. That enemy doesn't have an object. Red. Okay, yeah, you don't have one either. So you're red and you're red. Ah, good to know. I didn't have it set up for any of these guys. And we're just gonna make this guy also. Probably a good time to save it as well. Okay, so we're in here at the player health, collision trigger, red. And I believe this is the text for the health. Yeah, value 3. This is the text for the health. So that's good. Okay, so this keeps track if it says I'm really bad at using other people's add-on. I usually make my own everything. I mean, the fact that you can make your own everything is huge. I try to make my own. I do both. I'll copy other people's, and then I'll even try to like change it and it'll break everything, or I can get it to work. Whenever I try to make my own, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So I'm always reading everything just to see like conceptually how it works. And conceptually is a great idea because like I know how this dude spawns, but when I try to recreate everything that is in here step by step, I can't do it. Even though all the pieces are here, I cannot recreate this with everything here. Or at least I've tried 2 times, maybe 3, and I have not been able to. So yeah, I think for me, I just try to get familiar with it because I'm still not sure how it all works. Because there's so many pieces and I get overwhelmed. So I just try to go step by step. But the fact that you can, like, when you make stuff on your own, do you think of what you've seen done, or do you just have a strong understanding on how you can make the pieces connect to achieve your goal? Because I know when I'm looking at new things, and I see how someone else has done it, to me that's like a light bulb. It's like, oh, I didn't even know you could do that. So that's one of the reasons why I like looking at it. But then again, as I was just explaining, sometimes I'll see how things are done, but then I'll try to recreate it, and I'll have trouble. So right now we're just trying to set up the health. We can see that the player has a health of 3 on the top left. Obviously, I would, an image I think would be cooler, or like even maybe something with the UI. Or yeah, like you said, I can make something on my own so that if it has a health of 3, or I start out with the health of 3, and then once that gets to 0, signal game over. I mean, yeah, doing something on my own actually sounds, well, I don't know if it sounds easier. It sounds easier because in my mind I'll be able to do it, but once I try to do it, I'm sure that will not be the case. Yeah, so what I want is for this wall to have a health of 3. And if it touches an enemy, subtract that health to 1. And if that health becomes 0, game over. Yeah, damage, and let's throw in a vibrate. I think you make a good point, the X, so I'm gonna add collision trigger, group red. Let's add a vibrate as well. Basic, sure, why not? So here it looks like on this health there's like multiple compare nodes. So let's do that. Add a text node. Where you at, text? You're a white node, aren't you? Oh, wait a minute. Are you telling me? Okay, so I think I cannot have text in an object, maybe. That's what it's called, right? Yeah, it's called text. Okay. Oh wait, maybe it was there and I just didn't see it. No, it's not there. So I'm looking right here at the meta and I don't see the text. That's okay. That just means we need to put it outside. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do what you were suggesting, the X, and have this green wall be like the player and put the collision trigger in that. Oh, I wonder if I could also delete the enemy, but that I don't think I need to get to that yet. Let's do center tap. And this text should have a compare, like 2 compares, I think. I'll be, I'm not exactly sure how to use the compare nodes. Well, at least one compare node will have a value of 3. And then on collision, activate the compare node. Operator, no. It's like subtract. WB -1, subtract 1. Okay. So maybe just one compare node, and then broadcast. I think I have broadcast listeners. Yeah, the compare node is so powerful. I get confused if I need one or two of them. And like in this case, I just needed one because we'll have a health of 3 and the collision trigger will subtract 1. And then, yeah, when that is less than 0 or less than 1, it'll activate. So yep, there's a broadcaster. So we have if true. Okay, wait, no. Okay, so collision and compare. Hold up, no, cancel it. Got overwhelmed. Okay. Here we go. If true, execute broadcaster, which is game fail. This actually might be a lot easier making it all on my own, which let me complete it first because it'll I won't believe it until I see it. Okay, so I deleted the player health add-on, and here this is an unmovable object, physical. I'm just gonna put the sensor because it doesn't need. Okay, I don't think that matters. Okay, so making sure these objects don't cause any collision. Okay, collision with enemy red. Oh, you know what I needed? This needs to be visual. Yeah, you see it's not there. And the okay, I undid the player delete, and what I want to look at is how this is set up. Visibility self. Oh, and then the value is 3 over here. Okay, so let's do that over here. This doesn't have a value, although it should. Okay, how does this one have a value? It looks like the compare goes into it. So here, okay, so this value is 3, but where does that come from? Here, maybe. Okay, so this compare node output if true activates the visible. Yeah, see there's like 2 compare nodes. This value is 3, which if true activates the broadcaster and the destroy. kind of wish I could take this out. No. Yes, yes, that is currently what I'm going for. And the enemy is a red object. So I'm trying to create kind of what this player health has and put it in this wall. It does look like they have two compares. Maybe I should have two compares as well. I can put it. See how. One I think is just 3. Yeah, so we could have this value A just be 3 for the health. Then also we want it to be okay, so here is where the collision happens. On collision, go here. Value B, subtract 1. All right. You could have a collision detection in the wall. Yes, I have it in the wall. Detect red. Yes, subtract collide 1 from the compare value A. Okay, so I just did that with the compare value B, but you're saying compare value A. So let me do that. Value A, that operation to subtract 1. Okay. Is that what they have over here? And I also want the text node to display we don't want. Okay, here we go. Here's the value, and then can I do no. Yeah, on this player health add-on, the compare has it at yeah, I'm just not sure how to get the whole compare node to completely work. So if the health is 3, I can do subtract 1. So if collide, activate compare node, subtract 1. But I just don't know where the rest of the math goes. So like, I'm trying to use this add-on as a kind of like a reference guide. And it's difficult because I don't know if it's a bad reference guide or a good reference guide. I just assume, and technically I don't even know how this works. Like I think I've seen it in some of the demo games or in the demo templates. Yeah, I think this is what's used, like all these pieces. And there's even a broadcaster for damage player, which is something I haven't even set up, so I don't even know. But okay, so actually looking at this, I can see that the damage player broadcast listener, I would assume, is similar in terms of the collision trigger. So like once the collision trigger happens, particle effect, force, compare value A, text value, got multiple intervals, and the broadcast listener. Okay. Somehow I want this value A equal now. We want this to show the value of the player health. I had to double check it's if A is less or equal to B. And then what is B? Like, okay, so here we have A is less than or equal to B, and then here we also have A is less than or equal to B. But what I don't get, is why is this one have a red output? And then so this output is the broadcaster, right? Yeah, this is broadcast listener. This is the broadcaster. But none of, okay, and then this one is the, yeah, okay. So this one, so what, there needs to be a separate compare node just for the text visibility. That's what I think that is. And then somehow that value, like I always get confused when the folder, like the player health folder has arrows coming out of it. That's tough to see. Oh wait, maybe it's right here. Is it, actually I'm looking at it. This goes, which one is to compare? Okay, so the health. Both of these, okay, so one is active. The one that is active, we need to always be active so we can see what the health is all the time. So so the X is saying if you want to show the hit point value via text node, you can use a variable. That variable can output to compare and text, and they will be sync. Okay, I'm gonna try it without the variable because in this example, oh, but this is within a container and we're not using a container. Here. All right, let's. Okay, so let's go here. Here, if true. Okay, the text node needs this visibility, which it did not have earlier. And this one does have it. It's enabled. That's good. If true, visibility, execute. Okay, so this should always be true. No. Value should be 3. Value 3. Okay, and then okay, I think we're super close. Then we have the character. Visual compare A, subtract 1. Output is true. So value B is 0 and value A is 3. So I feel like this is always less or equal. Like this is always true. Let's see if I can put this into. Wait, which one was this? B. Let's see if that. All right, so one of these guys gets through, no collision. Do these guys have collision properties? Unmovable, cool. Kinematic, yes. Object, okay, cool, but that did not activate this. What's up, King38? Ah, that reminds me, I was gonna put this on TikTok, but yeah, maybe on Wednesday. Okay. The variable can output to compare and text, and they will be sync. Yeah, maybe I should add a variable. This one only has 2 compares. Okay, value is 3, indicated here. What if I did this, hit delete? Yeah, the value is still 3. Okay, oh, come on, let's go back. I'm gonna mess with the value. So the value in this text has a red arrow. How did they do that? And it's not even. Okay, how are we looking? Bitrate looks kind of high, but I think it should be fine. You know what? I'm gonna save it, and I'm gonna go look at some HypeHype templates. I do think they use the player health, but got the health. There's only one text. Okay, looks like here there is the variable node. And that variable node goes into the text and compare. Just get a variable. Let's do some snapping. Not necessary to keep everything all lined up, but when I spend time doing it, I try to make sure it's done. The text node is not meant for storing anything. It's only for displaying text or numbers. Yeah, so that's where the variable node comes in. So maybe if I get rid of this, and then we'll have this be 3. Then output there into the visibility. Like, I don't know if that. No, it doesn't. Output. No. So how do I get the variable and the, I don't know, value A. Oh, you know what I also just realized? I had never turned any of the compare nodes on. So that could have been totally messing with everything. Are these compare nodes on? No, they're not on. Do compare nodes need to be turned on? Okay, output to value variable. Output to value. If I put here, the output doesn't go to, here we got visibility. Okay, that was interesting. Going to value to variable gives me a random number, which I don't know why. Value for this property is referenced directly from the variable. Yeah, but I don't know what that means. Oh, what's up, King 38? Today I tried to play HypeHype in website on my TV, but won't loading. I mean, that's pretty cool though to try it on your TV. Uh, yeah, that sounds cool. Um, that being said, the web browser or mobile web of HypeHype is not as cool as like on your phone. Um, You know what? I'm curious. What I do sometimes with my iPad is I'll actually hook up the HDMI from my TV to my iPad, kind of, because there's like an adapter, and then I'll play iPad games on like a 55-inch TV using the HDMI, which would be cool to do on HypeHype. But then I don't know, I've just never done it. So that'd be like making games on HypeHype on a 55-inch TV while sitting on my bed using the iPad. Sounds cool. I'll have to try it out. I've used it for playing games. Oh, nice. You can do it like that. I did not know. I mean, you drag from variable output to text node and choose text instead of visibility. Okay, let's give that a go. I think it sounds like I did something similar, but not quite. So variable output to text node and visibility, and then execute, because it's not activation. Let's delete that one. Yeah. But what I notice in the text node is that the value is not 3. So it executes it, but I think it just like somehow turns it on or something. You're still waiting to reach 6K subscribers? Yeah, man, that'd be cool. Honestly, it'll happen when it'll happen. I don't even pay attention. I mean, I do pay attention. I think the other day I saw I had 5 people unsubscribe. So that's a new thing. Just cool, because I think I make a very niche kind of content around making and playing games, and yeah. But yeah, I just got what, 5,700. So that's a new 100 goal. So that's need to do that 3 more times, and then I'll be at 6K. But yeah, I'm trying to. The interesting thing about subscriber rates is that it goes super slow, but if you look at it over time, like what I've had a YouTube channel, like I want to say technically like consistently posting content for like 5 years. But basically, the more time that happens, the higher bell curve of subscribers, which is kind of cool. But it only it only happens with more time. Okay. So this thing's got 2-player health that's not needed. That's actually kind of confusing. Oh, you know what? Let's just delete this. Oh crap. So in that in the wall, which had the health, I had multiple, I had an add-on in there, which I didn't know. Oh yeah, man. I'd subscribe to you, the X. What are you talking about? Yeah, I feel bad. I think when I got 5K, I don't even remember when I got 5K subscribe. Like I used to put out like thank you videos, but I don't do that anymore because yeah, I don't know. I guess I kind of see it as like just another day. I remember I did one for like 500 because I was living in Vienna and my twin was visiting, and that was a couple years ago, 2018. That was 4 years ago. Then I did 1,000, maybe even 2,000. I move too much to try to keep track of things like this. Oh no. Okay, we're back. So logic on. Let's keep trying to figure out this. Okay, so this wall has player health add-on onto it. I'm pretty sure that's messing things up. And here, this is health 3. Format on collision. Compare value A, subtract 1. Okay. Visibility output 3. But we need, how does this one always have the value linked here? Text value on signal received, pass input through value. So that's on a broadcast listener. Okay, so let's just do that then. Let's add a broadcast listener to this bad boy, and we can go, let's just call it hit HIIT, because that's like some kind of physical exercise. I'm just going for, oh, looks like I can't even spell. No, that's the autocorrect. So hit on signal receive. Text. You have to hit the text button. Oh my god, I feel so silly. Okay. This is where my issue was coming from. It's here, value output, text, it's the first one. I was confused. I was like, what do I don't understand. I'm so confused. Like, but the AA is the icon for the text, just as the phone with the eyeball is the icon for the visibility. So I just needed to hit the text, and then there would have been the value. Cool stuff about this is because I spent a good amount of time trying to figure this specific thing out, hopefully I'll remember it for the future. So that's huge, because that's actually what I've been trying to mess with the whole time. So what was it? This one. Okay. So now here is the value of the text, which is represented here. And then also, we can also make it value A. So let's output here, value A, yes. And then when there's a collision, value B, subtract 1. And I think when you're subtracting 1, you can have positive 1 instead of negative 1, although I want to put negative 1. But if I subtract negative 1, I'm pretty sure I'm adding. Let's just not think about it. Okay, so value A is 3. Value B is 1. Okay, wait, I'm totally messing this up. How was it done over here? Let's just see if this bad guy hits. Does that number go to 2? It should be, no, okay, it doesn't. Definitely think I'm getting closer. Okay, the X. Update the variable instead of text because the text gets its value from there. Okay, okay. Update the variable. Just here. On collision. Oh yeah. So I joined YouTube in 2008, but how do I say this without, that was a long time ago. And I was living in San Francisco. I was doing stand-up comedy, and I would upload videos basically of my comedy sets to try to improve my comedy. I used to go hang out at diners and just sit for a couple hours trying to write jokes. That was fun, but it was also a lot of work. So I didn't get into posting videos on a consistent basis until until I quit I want to say 2017. So 2008, it's weird because like whenever I look, and I also think this is why I have like super slow growth on my YouTube, or not super slow, but just whenever I look at my YouTube analytics, the first 9 years is completely zero, because instead of I don't know, starting a new YouTube page or something, I mean, I just kept with what I was going. I mean, yeah, I don't know if 2008 to me does not seem like a long time ago. Um, and I don't, because I remember 2008. The iPhone came out in 2008. That was a good year. Oh man, so I started my YouTube page back in 2000 when the iPhone came out. I have 193 subscribers, but I don't know why I just made 2 videos. Oh, yeah, this is what I also think about a lot of not a lot, but they could be robots. King 38. No, I don't think they're all robots. I just say that to kind of like, uh, I don't know, humble myself. I don't know, just like it could be some of them could be robots. Some of them could just like your stuff. I think it's a mix. And yeah, but if you like my old YouTube videos, uh they're all comedy. And I had a friend, he went to Stanford, and this is like 2000, and so he graduated Purdue around 2003, 2004. And when I first moved to San Francisco, I went to Stanford. But basically, this was 2005, and or in 2003. But he was telling me he met some people and they were going to start an internet company about uploading videos onto the internet. And his response was, at the time, again, this is 2003, 2004, was that is a ridiculous idea because the bandwidth to upload videos and download and watch videos was so slow that it would take like 10 hours to upload a single small 3-minute video onto the internet. And mind you, my friend has like a master's degree in computer science from Stanford. So he's he's doing well for himself. He's really smart and made a bunch of money and still makes good money. But yeah, he was like, that idea would never work because the bandwidth of the internet was so slow back in 2004 and 2005. But the funny thing is that that company is YouTube. So he was, he may have gotten a master's in computer science from Stanford. But yeah, even he thought the concept of having a website and uploading videos, which was YouTube, didn't make sense because the technology wasn't there yet. So it's fascinating how things evolved because eventually the technology, it exists for a lot of people. I mean, technically, more people don't have the internet than do have the internet. But anyways, the progress of technology and bandwidth finally caught up. And I don't think YouTube was even profitable for the first like 20 years of its existence, or like 15. So anyways, getting lost. I also have fun stories of people who got job offers from Tesla but then didn't take it because they didn't understand the company. But that was a long time ago. Not a long time ago. Again, that was like literally 11 years ago. 12. Which I guess is 2010. So, okay. What is going on outside? I'm all trying to follow the noise. I don't even think you guys can hear it. Okay. Let's see what is going on here. Okay, I got too many windows open. Okay, so first, let's on collision vibrate. Value B, subtract 1. So let's hit play, look at the debug, and the value I would think is 3, and value B is -1. So that's kind of being subtracted. Value A is not showing up properly. But what if, oh, and then this is for the text. What if we put 3 here? What if I did a math operator? Update the variable instead of the text because the text gets the value. Yep. I wonder if I should make a few YouTube videos on how to create something simple with HypeHype. Yeah, the X, you should. I mean, I think you should. If you want some help, let me know. I'm always spending, oh man, I spend so much time editing videos, but I do enjoy, like, to me, editing videos is easy. It just takes a lot of work. And when I try to figure out how to do this, like when it comes to like making games and all these nodes, I can definitely feel my brain trying to like figure out what's going on. And so I also think I'm like a slow learner. Like I just like to figure out all the ways that don't work before I figure out the ways that do work. But it's basically just showing up and trying to do it. But yeah, like making videos is definitely helpful. And then I know like for my YouTube videos, I will spend 1 to 2 hours. And it's, you know, when you make a video, at least for me, and everybody has their own method, it's kind of like you take your time to do it. And so it takes a lot longer time. But then also editing. Like it just depends on how you edit stuff. So I'll have like a 2 or at least a 1 hour, 2 hour video and I'll edit it and it'll be like 20 minutes. But when I film the video, a lot of pauses, a lot of breaks. It's different than like a live stream. So a live stream, I'm just trying to figure it out as I go. Yeah. Like, I think the videos HypeHype has, I like their videos, although I haven't seen one in a while. But you know, the basic tutorial videos, like you do simple videos are definitely easily rewatchable, I think. Or even just fun videos. Okay, what do we got? We got the math operator. Text value 3. Okay. Subtract 1. Okay. And I just saw that minus sign. I don't know what that does. So let's turn this on. We got that bad guy that just got through. Okay, so we got... Okay, so the bad guys are getting through and they're causing the value number to change in a positive way, which is very confusing. But something's happening, so that's kind of cool. Okay. So we got the value over here, 3, and that bad guy should hit the wall. So now the value is -1. But somehow that adds to the text, which is kind of interesting. Okay, so it's adding to the number instead of subtracting, which is totally weird. Let's check it again. Okay, this bad dude gets through. And the value, okay, I think that's the value. And we want the value output to go here. I don't use the math node that often because you can use the links to do math operators. You can use the links to do math operators? So like, oh, wait, the math node versus the math operator. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely like I'll have the operator, and instead of subtracting, it's adding. Which is kind of weird because that's not what I told it to do. I told it to subtract one, and instead it adds one. Like when you take an output of something and take it to another node, you can make it add, subtract, etc. But so basically the math operator is kind of like a middleman, and you don't need the middleman if you don't want it. And in this case, the middleman is some reason adding instead of subtracting, even though I'm like, yo, add. So that's okay. So if this is false, yeah, let's output the value. Now, like when you take an output of something and take it to another node, you can make it add, subtract, etc. Yeah, that makes sense. If I can make this 0, make this 3, output. Okay, so right now it says 0, but oh, maybe I don't have it turned on. That's why. It's these turning on and off that I need to get better at. Value 3. If collide, value B, subtract 1. And then it'll be 2. 2 is less or equal to. I think I'm messing up how I use the compare node. So maybe I should be doing value A. Less or equal to what? Like the value? At least I got good background music. Player health. So it looks like there needs to be Let's see if I can do this. Delete on collision, go to the variable. It compares A to B. That's what I was thinking. So if you can read it, if 0 is less or equal to 1. Okay, so if true should be game fail. If false, and I feel like with the compare node, you must have something on output if true, output if false, value, output the value, which will be the new value. No. Yeah, oh, that I think that's a 0. I don't know if that's right. Okay, now you can either subtract A each time an enemy gets through or add to B. So I want to subtract from A. That's like, I want 3 to be the health, and then I want a subtract to happen. And then when the subtract happens, if output equals true, which it'll be no, because 3 minus 1 is 2, not 0. So output equals false. But then does that output if false go into the variable, or maybe even into the compare value A? But again, it's not set operation. It should be comparing hit points to damage taken. All right, well, when the output is true, that'll signal the game over. Let's go here. All right, let's select this, hit play, hit debug. Okay, we have the compare node set to 3. This dude should walk by. Value is -1. Oh. Okay, so maybe add. I mean, we can do add. That just, oh crap. No. That's not what I want. I want this object to debug. So you can select the object you're looking for debugging purposes. Because the value is 3. The enemy just got past me and he should hit. So now it gets hit. And once one more hit, should be a game over. Yeah. So we got the game over to work, which is huge because I've been at this for a little bit. And the upside is eventually I'll know how to be a master at compare nodes and variable nodes and maybe math operator. I'm not there yet. I'm clearly got a ways to go. Okay, so every time the collision triggers, it adds. And when I wanted to subtract 1, it adds -1. So I gotta figure out how to get this to work with, I don't know, another compare node. It's not, so what it's not doing is updating the value. Thanks to X. I'm very, what is it, patient with myself? I don't know. I know in the long term, I'll figure it out. I may not be able to figure it out in the short term, but in the long term, I will figure it out because I have to. Because that's how it works. I've been doing this for a while. First step to not knowing is to know you don't know, and then just keep at it until you do know. Okay. So this variable is not getting updated. How do we get it updated over here? So here we got 2 outputs. Oh. All right, buenas noches, X. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate the insight. And yeah, I'm gonna keep messing with this. And did I publish that first hype? I did. I published the maze one. Okay. Somehow we need to update this number. Maybe instead of highlighting that you have 3 health, I can do something different. That's like each time you get hit, something happens. But then if you get hit 3 times. So I also find a lot of game development is when you can't find the straight path of like how to get to A to B, like your health setup. You can just change you can change things around so that it works for you. So, oh, look at this. There's a plus sign. That's cool. You see that from over here to up here? These are new. Compare. Okay, so if false, variable output subtract 1. So we originally have 3. It should make it 2. Will it make it 2? I have no idea. I'm just testing. Okay, so now we have a variable of 5 for some reason. That number didn't change. That value number keeps going up, and the value B. It's almost like these things are not connected, but I literally connected them, so they've got to be connected somehow. Detect infinite loop variable cannot play the hype. Please fix the error. Okay, so don't do that. It is nice when you're told you created an infinite loop. I have been in other... In fact, early days of HypeHype, I would create infinite loops and sometimes it would cause a crash. But I actually recall early on, they stopped. There was always like a warning, but I've had other game engines that just everything crashes. So it's nice that you have a warning. Here, what if we go to the variable execute? No. Doesn't even make sense. On collision trigger execute on variable? Like, what did we even... So on this variable, I kind of want to try the math operator again. I felt like I was close. We go here. Output, value A. Get rid of the broadcaster, as that never even worked in the first place. And this compare node is not even doing anything. So step 1, turn the math operator on. To operator, subtract. On collision, value B, subtract 1. So value A should be value A is 3, value B is subtract 1, to value output okay, this enemy gets through. Did I add the collision? I think, okay, the number's going up. Okay, so I think when you subtract a negative number, like, I'm gonna go add. Let's try it again. Nope, that's the wrong. Select this. So you select the node and then you hit the debug. So should collision now? Okay. So we have to add to subtract. That's makes sense to me. I'm okay with it. Okay, so now text value. Let's just go here. The math is working, so that's what's the most important. And then broadcaster game fail. Okay, so we have a compare value. So this is a new value, which is 2. Let's go here. I'm just going to delete that. And let's see if this still works. So when this bad guy comes through, that top 3 number should be a 2. Okay, maybe I missed something. Maybe another guy got through. Because it just went to 0, and that was weird. Okay, so 2. Oh, yeah, and then it looks like that guy's going to get through. So, okay. Okay. Now let's go here. Add a compare node. And where is it? Value output here. A or B, doesn't matter. Okay. And when these two equal 0, then game fail. I think this is it. I'm gonna be super excited if this works. And I kind of want to say health, but let's just see if it works first. So 3, 2, 1. One more hit. 0. Okay, come on. What happened, broadcaster? Okay, I think because I didn't have it turned on. If true, broadcaster execute. There we go. Next step would be to add a timer. Okay, 3, 2. Okay, we got it to work. Sometimes the best path is the longest path. Okay, so I also want to add a timer because I like having leaderboards and people competing for the best time. And this is just going to be like a survival because eventually you're going to have to die in this game because there's so many bad guys. And right now I'm taking out my phone and I'm going to go to, let's save it. Oh my gosh, save it because it's actually working the way we designed it. But I'm going to go to my phone and open up HypeHype and check out Frosty's practice because I think that is the hype that I use the most when it comes to that's a typo. When it comes to setting up a leaderboard. That's not that's almost a typo. Leaderboards are great, and yeah, they help people make make your game more competitive. And we're gonna go through the setup right now. So first thing we want is a timer. And I guess we can just put it over here. When you're really good at HypeHype, it's good to have things organized. I am just kind of making a mess, so we will not be organized today. Let's go over here. We got a timer, and we're gonna also need a broadcast listener. And this broadcast listener will be listening for the game over, the game fail, because when the game ends is when we want to stop the timer. Okay, let's go on the timer, and then we'll also need a leaderboard. So let's go ahead and put that over here. And let's go to the timer, executing, stop end time. We're going to turn that off. And if I turn it on, let's go back. And we also need text for this. Okay. Value, output, value. Go to the timer. There we go here. Number, we want time, format, 0, 0. Okay, so notice how we have the health and the timer overlapping each other, which, just a second. I'm just in the middle of Okay. Leaderboard entry. Score. And we want this to not be turned on. Timer. Let's take a look. Executing leaderboard text. And then game fail on signal receive. Executing off. And leader broadcast listener. Execute on. Okay, and then let's go ahead and move this to the left. So we got the health on the left. And we got a timer going. Oops. Okay, health is going down once it gets to 0. Okay, so we have the timer set up. And again, I was just following Frosty Soccer Practice, which I've set up so many times. And actually on this game over, I could hear the sound keep activating. And this is the cool thing to do is on game end, go to the little node and then you hit enable slowdown. That is a cool effect. And let's save it. And now that we got the core point health timer system, we can build out the level. And originally I was thinking like a first person shooter meets what is that game, Plants vs Zombies. So we could do something like that, or we'll see. The main point is to get the game mechanics set up. Got the enemy spawning, got the health system, got the leaderboard system. And now is kind of the fun part where we can just make things look cool and build upon what we've already built. But yeah, I've been meaning to spend more time with the compare nodes. The best node I have right now that I'm good with is the switch node. I think that's super powerful. So learning these other nodes that I've been putting off, yeah, cool beans. All right, I'm HypeC. Thanks for hanging out with me and just watching me struggle, because yeah, you know, it's a learning process. If I already knew how to do everything, then I probably wouldn't do it. I would do something else. And so I'll try to keep bringing the compare node into my repertoire so I can get better at it, because as the X was saying, it's super powerful. I see it all over in HypeHype, and yeah, that. And also I need to spend more time when it comes to spawning. I'm just trying to get the basics down so that I can do the basics really well. And there's just so much to do in HypeHype. There's so many different areas that one can focus on, and I try to dabble in a lot of it. So yeah, while editing videos. But I gotta go cook some dinner. I'm thinking kimchi stir fry. Until next time, I'm HypeC. Stay safe out there, and peace.